Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever been having the worst day of your life? Crying on your bathroom floor or lying in bed completely hollowed out, and then your cat just appeared? They didn't make a sound, they didn't ask for food, they just walked over, pressed their body against yours, and stayed there. Like they knew. Like they could feel exactly what you were feeling. And maybe you dismissed it. You told yourself they were just cold or bored or they wanted attention. You told yourself it was a coincidence. It was not a coincidence. What your cat was doing in that moment has now been studied by scientists, confirmed in laboratories, and proven through thousands of real stories shared by real people across the world. Your cat does not just live with you. Your cat reads you. Every single day. They are monitoring your voice, your face, your posture, your heartbeat, and yes, even the invisible chemical signals your body releases when your emotions shift. And when they sense something is wrong, most of them respond. Not with words, not with dramatic gestures, but in the quiet, precise way that only a cat can. This video is going to break all of it down. The science of how cats detect human sadness, the hidden biology happening inside your body and theirs when you are emotionally struggling, and the real stories from real people that will make you look at your cat completely differently by the time this is over. Stay with me, because this gets deep. Part 1. The science of how your cat knows you are sad. First, let's destroy the myth once and for all. The idea that cats are emotionally indifferent, aloof, or incapable of reading human feelings is not just wrong, it is the opposite of what science has actually found. A landmark study published in the journal Animals in 2020 by researchers at the University of Bari in Italy set out to investigate something that cat owners had been claiming for decades. The researchers wanted to know whether cats could actually recognize and respond to human emotions, and what they found was genuinely extraordinary. Cats were shown paired combinations of human faces and voices, some expressing happiness, some expressing anger, and the cats did not just passively observe, they changed their behavior based on what they saw and heard. When positive emotional cues were presented, cats became more relaxed and engaged. When negative emotional cues came up, cats became more alert and cautious. The researchers concluded that cats integrate both visual and auditory signals to recognize human emotions, not just from their own owners either, from humans they had never met before. This means the ability to read human emotional expression is not just a learned behavior individual cats pick up from their specific owner. It appears to be a general cognitive ability, one that cats carry with them as a species. And there is more. A separate study published in Animal Cognition found that cats engage in what researchers call social referencing. This is the same behavior you see in human infants when they look to a parent's face to gauge how to respond to a new or uncertain situation. In the study, cats were introduced to an unusual object, a large rotating fan with streamers in a room. The cats consistently looked back at their owners to read their emotional reaction. When owners responded calmly, the cats relaxed. When owners responded with fear or anxiety, the cats immediately sought an exit or became agitated. Read that again. Your cat looks at your face to decide how to feel about a situation. They are reading you the way a child reads a parent. They are using your emotional state as information, and they have been doing this every single day without you even noticing. Part 2. The nose knows. How cats smell your emotions. Now we get into the part that most people have never heard about, and it is genuinely one of the most mind-blowing things science has uncovered about the cat-human relationship. Your cat can smell your emotions, not metaphorically, literally. When human beings experience strong emotions, fear, sadness, stress, excitement, our bodies release chemical signals, pheromones, hormones that leak into our sweat, our breath, and the air around us. These chemical changes are invisible to us. We cannot smell our own cortisol spike when we start to cry, but your cat absolutely can. Researchers at the University of Bari, the same team that studied emotional recognition, conducted a separate experiment specifically on scent and emotion. They collected sweat samples from people in different emotional states: fear, happiness, physical stress, and neutral calm. Then they presented those scent samples to 22 cats in their home environments without any visual or vocal cues, just the smell. And the cats reacted differently to each one. Here's the part that is truly remarkable. When cats were exposed to the fear scent and the physical stress scent, they used their right nostril more frequently when displaying stress responses, and when they were exposed to more relaxed, neutral scents, they used their left nostril more. This is significant because the right nostril connects to the right hemisphere of the brain, which processes intense arousal and threatening emotions. The left nostril connects to the left hemisphere, which governs positive and social behaviors. Your cat's brain is literally lateralizing its processing of your emotional scent in real time. The same way a cat's brain responds to a threat in the environment is the same way it responds to the smell of human fear or distress. Your cat is not just noticing your emotions. Your cat is neurologically responding to them at a biological level. A cat's sense of smell is estimated to be between 14 and 40 times stronger than a human's. They have roughly 200 million odor receptors in their nose, compared to our 5 million. And they also possess something called the Jacobson organ, or the vomeronasal organ, located in the roof of their mouth. This additional sensory system allows them to analyze chemical signals at a level of detail we can't even comprehend. When your cat opens their mouth slightly and holds it open for a moment, a behavior called the phlegmon response, they are drawing scent molecules directly into this organ. They are essentially doing a chemical analysis of the air around them. So when you're sitting on the couch crying and your cat walks over and sniffs you, they're not just smelling you, they are reading a chemical report of your internal state. They know something has changed, and they know it's significant. Part 3. The hormone conversation nobody talks about. Now let's talk about what happens in your body when your cat responds to your sadness, because this is where it gets profoundly beautiful. When you are sad, your body is flooded with cortisol. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. It raises your heart rate, tightens your muscles, disrupts your digestion, and over time, it suppresses your immune system and damages your cardiovascular system. Chronic sadness and depression are not just emotional experiences, they are physical ones. They are happening in your blood, your organs, your cells. Now, here's what happens the moment your cat climbs into your lap and starts to purr. Your body releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is sometimes called the love hormone or the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn baby. It's the same hormone released during a deep hug between people who love each other. And petting a purring cat triggers its release reliably, measurably, and quickly. At the same time, your cortisol levels begin to drop, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure decreases, your muscles begin to unclench, and your brain releases serotonin, which is one of the key neurotransmitters responsible for mood regulation and feelings of well-being. Your cat is not just emotionally comforting you, they are chemically changing the biology of your distress in real time. And then there's the purr itself, because the purr is not just a sweet sound. It's one of the most medically interesting things a living creature can produce. A cat's purr vibrates at a frequency of 25 to 150 hertz. That range is not random. Research in therapeutic medicine has identified this exact frequency range as healing. Medical devices that use low-frequency vibration at 25 to 50 hertz have been shown to promote bone growth, reduce inflammation, accelerate wound healing, and improve joint mobility. Physical therapists use these frequencies in clinical settings to treat fractures and chronic pain, and your cat produces them naturally every time they curl up on your chest and rumble.
A 2008 study at the University of Minnesota found that cat owners had a 40% reduced risk of heart attacks compared to people who didn't own cats. Let that number sit for a moment. 40%. Not from medication, not from surgery, from living with a cat. Researchers who study the sound specifically have found that the purring frequency may stimulate the production of osteoblasts, the cells responsible for bone repair and formation. It may also reduce swelling, promote tissue regeneration, and increase circulation to injured areas. Physical therapists have begun incorporating purring frequency devices into their practices, specifically because the healing properties of these vibrations are real and measurable. And all of this is happening when your cat climbs onto your chest while you're lying in the dark, feeling like you can't get up. They're not just keeping you company, they are running a healing frequency through your body. Part 4. How cats actually behave